What up, y'all? Tori, what up, man? Hit me, man. Hit me, bro. I'm on deck. You can slide through, homie. Marlena Williams, what up? Mike Marks, what up? How y'all doing today? Me personally, I've been working all day, so I guess that's a good thing. I guess I'll have something up for you maybe Sunday night. Sunday night I'll have something to go up for you guys to watch. It's gonna be short. It's not gonna be very long. I'm trying to be creative and cover something that hasn't been covered before. Crystal, what up? My moderator's piling up in here now, right? What's up, though, y'all? I didn't get to watch the football game. Who won the football game tonight? No, the baby hasn't come yet. Talk to me, y'all. What y'all want to talk about? What up, James? The Bengals won? Oh, damn. Big Devil said the Jaguars won't win a game this year. 0-3 already? Looking pretty bad. Or is it 0-4? I done lost count already. Brandon, what up? The Cowboys? What the Cowboys got to do with this? The Cowboys do get a mention in my next project, though. So shout out to the Cowboy fans. You get a mention in the next episode of kevmacvideos. 0-4. Damn, that was quick. Trevor Lawrence lost 4 games already. Number one draft pick out of Clemson. Damn. Oh well. Rams get a mention too in the next video. It's not as lovely as the mention of the Cowboys, but hey, it is what it is, man. I need a little controversy. I need y'all to call me haters and tune in to talk a little mess and, get me riled up. I get you guys riled up so we can have a great rest of the football season. Oh, absolutely. But Doc is looking good. Carr's looking good. Stafford's looking good. That's to be expected. That's really to be expected. Um, the Cowboys are going to win their division this year. They're going to do good in their division. Let's see what they do in the playoffs. Salute from Chi-Town. What up, man? Man, the funniest thing about you trolls, you instigators, and you haters is you guys worry about who Goob talks to, who Kevmax talks to. You're putting out more energy than all of us combined. So it's really, and especially the threats about putting Kevmax on blast and Kevmax being a bully, and I'm making a video about Kevmax. Go somewhere with that corny shit. Nobody want to hear that shit. You guys don't have to tell me who I can mess with, who I could talk to. And you can't tell Goob who to mess with and who he could talk to. The best thing for guys like you to do is be quiet, go worry about your friends and your associates, and leave us the hell alone. Keith Claus, what up, homeboy? Stan, good looking out, bro. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. End of the month, ready to start a new month. Should be an interesting rest of the football season. I can't wait for the NBA to start back. I've heard YouTube, I don't know if it's true, I didn't look it up, but I've heard YouTube is going to start blacking out channels recite false information about the COVID vaccine. That's going to be real interesting too. Because now there's two things going on in my mind. Number one, does YouTube know what's true and not true about COVID, the COVID vaccine? Number one. And number two, it'd be interesting to see what information is false that they block out. I'll be looking forward to that. Audrey Frog was on Gangster Chronicle giving history. Oh, that's what's up. I like to know the history that he gave. I would really like to know the history that he gave on Gangster Chronicles. It'd be cool if you could send me a link because I don't follow a lot of that stuff. But I don't even want to predict his biases. I'll just wait unbiasedly and watch it for myself. Good looking out, J. Ro. Sleepy Joe. I feel like Sleepy Kev right now. Perlana, what up? I see you've been getting active on your Instagram lately, huh? Bored out there in the country? So, I don't know if we're still on or not. Jimmy Lavender wants to come on in October and do a $200 giveaway. He wants to give out $100 to the winner, $50 to second place, and $50 to third place of who can answer questions regarding his book. So if you read his book or you purchased his book and you haven't read it yet, I'm giving you advance notice. Read through it so you can be prepared to answer Jimmy's questions and win you 50 or 100 bucks. It is safe to say that, Kev, is original. Is it safe to say that Kev is original? Oh, Kev is an original? I don't know. Whoever speaks negative about the vac is getting terminated. So don't speak about it at all. Oh, I'm gonna try to stay away from it, man. But hey, I mean, if I have a personal experience with it, I'm gonna speak on it. Michelle, what up? Burroughs gang. Don't tell me we got a Bengal fan in the building. Henny God, man, it sound like you a female on a dating site, bro. Where'd you get that line from, Henny God? Boy, I tell you. Salute, Kev Mac. Today is my birthday, bro. Marlon Guest, happy birthday, homie. Happy birthday, brother. You didn't make it up. Stop lying. No damn well you ain't made that up, man. That line is the most used line ever on porn sites and dating sites, brother. That means you're soliciting sex, homie. That means you're here for a good time. Good time translates to sex or partying. Not a long time means get with me right away because I'm going to delete my account after I hook up with a few people. Man, I'm the master of that, man. I could translate anything you see written on a porn site or a dating site. Man, I done deciphered every code, every line, every saying. Anything you find on there, I have deciphered it already. Kev, call it the jab or the poke. You know, one thing, my eyes are so bad, I can't even make out all the letters in your words. I have to guess what the word is. But James say, hit it and quit it. I don't do that. I'm married. Stop lying, man. Maybe you met your wife on social media, just like you met your girlfriend on social media. Now you met your girlfriend and your wife on social media. It's all good, brother. Shaniqua's in the building. What up, Shaniqua? Any guys trying to get a RICO charge? Wow. Is that right? Kev, did anyone outside Munson ever confirm young Raymond had a lip? No. But it's not like I called around asking and nobody has called me and denied that he walked with a limp. So, I mean, still stands as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I have no reason to doubt what he said. It doesn't mean Raymond had polio. Raymond might have been walking like Victor Adams, being cool. Raymond, from his pictures, looked very athletic and strong and big thighs. He probably did walk with a limp, not a handicap limp, just a cool walk or athletic like walk. Like you ever seen like Dave Parker or Dave Winfield come walking up to the plate, Kirk Gibson? You know what I mean? Ever watch a basketball player walk up to the free throw line after he dunked and got fouled, walk to the line with a little limp? But it doesn't mean he had a handicap. You feel me? So who knows, man? Can Mac give up a whiskey story? The only real whiskey story I got, I really don't think I can tell accurately on social media. I guess I could give a small, short description. Whiskey had gave me a box of pictures, a shoebox full of pictures, and told me I could have the pictures. He said those were Turtle pictures, his brother's pictures, and he had no need for them. He didn't want them. He didn't care about the pictures. So I told Whiskey, man, hold on to these. These your brother's treasures. Go on and keep them. I'll just take a few copies of a few select pictures. So I scanned a couple of pictures. And we decided we wanted to go to the liquor store or a little market. And I said, because of the area in which we were in, I wasn't very comfortable or very confident in myself to be walking in that area, in that neighborhood, down an alley. And so I said, let me go to the car and grab a pistol. And Whiskey said, no, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. So we start walking down the alley. And we seen a group of guys that looked like it could be a problem. And I said, let's turn around and go to my car and grab my pistol. And Whiskey said, nah, I already got mine on me. And if this look at me wrong, I'm chipping him. And I'm like, all right, I'm with that. Luckily, for the grace of God or higher spirit, whatever you believe in, that group of people never looked at us wrong, never looked at as foul or intimidating way. So there was absolutely no confrontation. We went to the store, bought some junk food, came out the store, simply walked back down the alley. I don't even want to say whose house it is because it'll give away what area we were in. So, and we went back and it was cool. That's pretty much the only whiskey story I got. It would be told off camera in a better way, bit more descriptive, so you could understand the situation and the possible hostility. But another thing I could say about whiskey that I thought personally was kind of funny. Whiskey's telling me about my homeboy. No, Whiskey's telling me about his reputation in the prison system. Going up in there as a wild youngster, gang banging, serious about his cripping, and how he put down his demonstration and learned how to make weapons and became a beast in there. So I'm talking to my homeboy Money Mike, who Money Mike first introduced me to whiskey, I believe. I forget the sequence of events. I believe Money Mike introduced me to whiskey first before the other incident that I just described. So I hit Money Mike. I go visit Money Mike on Crenshaw. He had a lowrider shop on Crenshaw, and I go up in there. I'm like, hey, Money Mike. I'm like, Whiskey was telling me, man, about how he was a rider in prison. And Money Mike said, did Whiskey tell you that I was the one that took him up under the wing? Did Whiskey tell you I was his big homie in prison? Did Whiskey tell you I taught him how to make weapons? I'm like, no. Whiskey completely left you out all the stories. So the next time I talked to Whiskey, I brought it up to Whiskey. I was like, hey, Whiskey, man, everything you told me, I explained to Money Mike. And Money Mike said, he taught you how to make weapons. He was your big homeboy. He took you under the wing. And Whiskey told me, he said, he was telling the truth. He like, you're absolutely right. He like, it was Money Mike that took me under the wing and taught me everything I knew in prison. So I thought it was funny because Whiskey completely left Mike out the story and was basically bragging on himself. And when I told him about Money Mike, he didn't deny it. He actually cracked a smile and laughed and admitted to it. So I thought that was funny myself. I don't know if the game's over. I didn't watch the game, but they said the Bengals was the Jaguars was 0-4, so that insinuates the game was over. Sure, what up? Good looking out. Kev, what's up with that jock from the block? Once a crip, always a crip. Man, that was a cool line, man. Unfortunately, I had some video from my cell phone of Giacomo and AC, and I mentioned that I bought that up, but I lost my laptop in the pawn shop, so I may never get that footage. If I never find it on a hard drive, I'll never get it. Because I'm sure, I know for certain there were some things, not a whole lot, but there were some things, some newer things in recent years that were on my laptop that I never downloaded to a hard drive. So I'll never get that stuff back. So I'm thinking it was on there on the laptop. Get him, Jake. What up, homeboy? I know you can't wait to see the Raiders play again, right? My brother called me yesterday, man. He had called me the day before yesterday, and I didn't answer the phone. He didn't call back. So when he called back yesterday, it felt good. I was able to speak to him. Seemed like his spirits are up a little more, but he still has no faith in the system. He still doesn't have a whole lot of faith that the uh, the judge, if he sees a judge again, will let him out, based on the fact that he went in with a few people with the same type of case as his, and they got far less time, and others already got their appeal and went home, and he's still locked up, and he was denied parole at the parole board. So he's still a little down, but not as bad as he was before we did the GoFundMe and got him a lawyer. Nah, I'm definitely not trying to get swole. I haven't done no exercise, brother. I exercise one day. I mean, I walk, but as far as weights, one day. That's when I was in LA when we did the Gear Gang interview. I went and worked out with my homeboy Court Dog. Just one day, brother. We did push-ups, we did arms, and we hiked up some hills. Good looking out, Suge. I got a lot of compliments on the Bob Simmons video. Unfortunately, the numbers aren't your typical Kev video numbers. I thought it would have did better, but as long as people enjoy them, that's what counts the most. So I know I didn't do it. Just do put out something that nobody enjoyed, nobody learned from. So I'm happy with it. I'm always happy when we get positive comments. So it served its purpose. No pull ups, no chin ups, none of that, bro. No push. Man, I couldn't do what Goob did, man. Goob got way more balls and heart than I got to go on live and do push-ups because I couldn't have did 40 push-ups. But I might be giving Goob too much credit because remember when I was by the beach walking the hills, I would drop down and do push-ups for y'all. What up, Leela? Good question. Have you had your grandchild? No, haven't had my grandchild. And I don't really want to get off into that online. But it's not really a great situation. You know what I mean? Goob was in the bed for a week after that. Goob has really kind of disappeared after that, right? He hasn't been the same Goob since then. Good looking out, Keith Claus. Good looking out, brother. Babyface the Loaster. Alfred Pygmy was a good interview. Are you just now watching Alfred Pygmy's interview or that just came to mind? You gonna interview Santa Ana Watergates or Mike Christian? I've been trying to interview Mike Christian for years, so I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I've been told by two different sources that Mike is getting close to doing an interview with me. I don't know. It's hard to trust certain individual information after so long of bullshit. So I really personally don't know about that. As far as Santa Ana Watergate, several of them have reached out to me. I would put that more on me not being able to come through and get those interviews, but it's really because I haven't been in LA. I try to tell guys in San Diego, the guys in Watergate, and even some Hoovers that Keith Claus and another young Hoover try to hook me up with. I'm not in LA that often. And when I'm in LA, I'm not there very long. And my time is limited and my movements are limited. And well, they were limited before. Now I'm able to rent cars, so I'll be able to get around. But that hadn't been the case prior to now. So I can't just get those interviews that easy. But when I'm able to have time and be able to go to Santa Ana or San Diego, we'll get those interviews. Put it that way. My head's on a swivel. It's just me just thinking. That's how I am. That's how my brother is. It's something to run in the family. We tend to look away when we talk, but also I hear a neighbor over here and the TV is on to my left. So I'm kind of looking at the TV and looking over here and make sure nothing's going on. That's all. Make sure ain't nobody coming through my wall. That's all. It ain't like I'm outside of the park in rival territory or nothing like that. I haven't spoken to Mumpy. Mumpy and one of my partners from Swan came out here Labor Day. They called me. I didn't answer. They called again and left a message. And I was busy. I wasn't able to get back to them at the time. You know, that last minute call stuff ain't always cool. So I wasn't in a position to call them and go hang out with them. And so I just didn't return the call. But I'm sure Mumpy's doing just fine. The next time I plan to go to LA is October 9th with King Real. King Real is treating me to a Laker game. So October 9th, I'll be in LA with King Real. And then I'll probably double back at the end of October. So probably twice in October. I told, who did I tell? I told Devil or Rockhead. I told somebody the Cowboys was going to win, man. I'm not no Cowboy fan, but it's obvious the Cowboys are playing good and the Eagles are not, and the Cowboys would beat the Eagles. And that's what happened, especially at home. Dallas finally coming home. You had to expect the Cowboys to win that game. What up, palm trees? Well, I've already hit up some Denver lanes. So, you know, I'm exhausted in telling you guys, you can tell me who to interview all you want. You can suggest this interview, that interview. It's just not that simple for Kevmac. Kevmac can't just say, oh, okay, they want a Denver Lane interview. I'm going to go get a Denver Lane interview. It's just not that easy. Not just with the politics, the right person, but the timing. Everything can't just happen like that. When you say do it, or I say do it, or Elaine say do it, it's timing. I have to be in LA with the time. The Denver Lane has to be in LA with the time, or the same if it happens in Vegas. But I've tried to interview several Denver Lanes, including one that's here in Vegas, including a known rapper from Denver Lane. I mean, I just can't make it happen, bro, and I'm not begging nobody for no interview. Period. Seemed like gangbangers at the beginning had a short career. Now you got gangbangers for decades. Would you attribute that to drug proceeds or revenge? I could tell you what it is without hesitation. Gang members back then had no idea what they were getting into. They didn't know the Crips and Bloods would spread, would become so big, so powerful. They didn't know they would get money. They didn't know they would impact Hollywood, rap music, hip hop. You know, they had no idea. And so when they started, a lot of them were teenagers, and it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool for men to be gangbanging as adults. Women did not like that. Women did not like a street gangbanger to be banging in his adult years. A lot of these guys had kids, got married, Some went back to school, went to college, Southwest College, West LA College, LA City College, Trade Tech, Long Beach, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so they wanted to do something different, and they got away from the gangbanging. Come the younger generation, so many things transpired. These guys got cars. These guys had little homeboys. Um, some of these guys that went off to jail or remained in the hood, kids started gangbanging, and the drug trade came. Um, there's just so many things that continue to go on and on and on that basically cemented us in the ghetto, in the neighborhood, on our block, probably in our mama's house, but was so attractive to the community, the neighborhood, the street that we claim, that we weren't going nowhere. Like Big Cat said, the city or the government was trying to eradicate gangs, but the gangs just wasn't going nowhere. And so, the next generations were just a totally different breed, man. And a lot of brothers gave up. A lot of brothers gave up on jobs because of the felonies. A lot of guys got longer prison sentences because back when gangs first started, guy could get a murder, he's a juvenile, he'd get released from the substation. Or he might go do 6 months to 2 years. Look at AC. AC talk about he went to jail for the second murder on a Crip. AC came right home. AC was home in less than 4 years. A lot of dudes wasn't getting a whole lot of time. So now you got guys that have started doing 5 years for petty crimes, 7 years, 10 years. And they're coming back home and can't get a job. So they're back to the block, back to the neighborhood, again, looking at little homies now coming up. And that was just the thing to do. It became more of a fad. It became more trendy. It became more acceptable. And now you had women who married some of these guys while they were in prison and were going to visit. And so it was no black eye for a man to be gangbanging into his 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. So it was no longer frowned upon by the masses of an older guy gangbanging. Eyeball, what up, homeboy? I mean, some people think there was a reason why you weren't getting a whole lot of time for murder back then, and that was to continue the genocide amongst black and brown members. Have a guy commit a murder, he'll be out, and he's probably going to commit another murder. A lot of repeat offenders have happened over the years. Eddie, great answer. It evolved way beyond expectations. Thank you, homie. No problem. Now you get 50 years for conspiracy to do whatever. Yeah, I mean, my brother, we talk about it all the time. My brother commits a robbery, nobody at home, nothing taken outside the house, and he gets 40 years of life. Who would imagine that? Remember the guy that stole a slice of pizza out somebody's hand? He got 25 to life. He got out later on, but 25 to life for taking a pizza out of somebody's hand. When we went to school, you take a pizza, a donut, a pretzel out somebody's hand in a heartbeat. You know how many robberies we probably committed in the school cafeteria? New Orleans used to have the 90-day rule. All right, 90 days. All right. Western Ave, what up, homegirl? What's the one interview you want now? I had this conversation with Barefoot Pookie. Me and Barefoot Pookie talk extensively. I believe me and Cutes talked about it a little bit too. After the Craig Munson interview, it's like, where do you go from here? So at that point, the only real, reasonable interview that would make sense right now would be Michael Christian. Michael Christian holds the keys to the Inglewood Crips. He can tell you if it was Crips or Cribs when they got it. He can tell you the connection to Raymond Washington. He can tell you when the West Side Crips started. It's so much that Michael Christian holds. In fact, Michael Christian should probably know a lot about the Chain Gang, the Inglewood family, possibly, if he hadn't already got locked up. I think Q said he got locked up in 72. So he may not be able to tell you the origins, the beginning of problems with the Inglewood family, but he should be able to tell you about the Chain Gang. He should be able to tell you about Morningside. He should be able to tell you about some of the prominent gang figures in Inglewood at the time. Mike should be able to tell you a whole lot. He should be able to talk about Philip McCain. He should be able to fill in some holes that maybe Barefoot Pookie haven't talked to us about. He should know his first meeting with the West Side, his first meeting with Raymond, and the association to Mike Concepcion, Barefoot Pookie, Melvin Hardy, Hawkeye. You know, some of the bigger names. He may know more information about the hundreds, the gangs in the hundreds that we haven't gotten yet. Byron Scott went to Morningside, absolutely. Byron Scott's brother, Charles Scott, was my father's best friend. So right now, to this day, my father's best friend's son is considered my cousin. He claims Inglewood family, but he lives in other states. He's high up in FedEx. He works for FedEx. He has a high position at FedEx. I also took a picture with Byron Scott, who's a friend of my father's brother. So Byron Scott is also a friend of my uncle. Some of you may remember I posted that picture on Instagram a few years ago. Byron Scott may have been a great guard, but he's greater at picking women. He might can set a pick, but he sure know how to pick women. Boy, he had a woman so bad. I kid you not. Probably only Ricky Henderson had a better looking woman than Byron Scott in my presence. They both kind of look like Leela. So yeah, Leela, I'm telling you, Leela kind of favors, or on a scale, equivalent or almost equivalent to Byron Scott's girl and Ricky Henderson's girl. Marlon Guest, absolutely, absolutely. I think Ricky Henderson was the GOAT, but I think we had this conversation before. I can't take nothing from Barry Bonds. Ricky Henderson, he was great, but I think Barry Bonds was possibly greater. I never met any Laker girls, but the closest I've probably gotten to meeting Laker girls would have to be when I used to gamble with Jerry Buss. Jerry Buss kept two females with him at all times. Normally a white one and a black one. Normally. Jerry West kept him two cool looking chicks with him. And they were always the nicest, most polite, well mannered women you would ever run across in LA or Inglewood. Darryl Strawberry was great. He should have had a better career, but he won the 86 World Series and he won the 96 World Series. So he got two World Series championships. I witnessed them both, not in person, but I watched them on TV. The 86 Mets and the 96 Yankees, both great teams. And Darryl carried a big bat, good dude. He had some substance abuse and alcohol problems. But, coming from where I come from and my background and my attitude, I can appreciate when Darryl Strawberry had a fight on the New York Yankees. That's baseball, man. It's a little different now. You get suspended for a lot longer, and you're not supposed to clear the bench, stuff like that. But man, it was the good days. Actually, Daryl Strawberry got a nephew right now. Ronald Strawberry's son on Instagram. Look like he looked just like Daryl Strawberry, man. I mean, the way he walked, the way he carry his bat, the way he swing, his approach at the plate looks just like Daryl Strawberry. So I'm almost certain we'll see another Strawberry in the Major League Baseball soon. Sir Uncle Buck, you really got some serious mental issues, homie. I never seen Ronnie play, but I've heard the homies, and you guys probably heard Mumpy speak on it. Mumpy and Moody and Keita Rock, several of my homeboys have told me Ronnie Strawberry was a lot better than Daryl Strawberry. Ronnie Strawberry was the shit, from what I was told. You think Jose Reyes gives Ricky Henderson a run for the money? Man, what's wrong with you, dog? What is wrong with you? I can't fathom that, but we'll see. I remember Eddie Murray played for the Baltimore Orioles. I was so glad when he became an LA Dodger, switch hitter, Hall of Famer. Came up out of like Compton or Watts, somewhere over there. I remember Eddie Murray. Greatest switch hitter ever, hands down. All right, all right. Western Ave, you ready, huh? Got that trigger ready? Western Ave Queen, you trigger happy with the timeout. Kev, do you think Joshua can come back from the loss if he makes some adjustments? What about Wilder Fury 3? Man, you know what? If you notice, I haven't been answering boxing questions lately. I haven't been watching boxing. I haven't been following it and I haven't been watching it. I don't know the results. I don't know what none of the fighters are looking like right now. I can't tell you about the matchups. So I'm gonna refrain from even answering those questions. Should Mac, who is Big Mom that used to be at Factor Brookers? Who is Big Mom that used to be at Factor Brookers? Never heard of him. Manny Pacquiao just retired. Mm. He won his last fight, correct? Oh, he lost? Manny lost again? Poor Manny. How many losses did Manny finish with? I hope he's still got his mental. I hope his mind is still good. Imagine, I'm losing my mind and I haven't had nowhere near the fights that Manny had. Haven't been hit upside my head nowhere near as many times as Manny did. But damn, if I lost as many fights as Manny Pacquiao, shit, I would have been a retired. Absolutely, the Dodgers got an uphill battle. The Cardinals are playing great. And Scherzer, my man, my go-to man, not pitching so well. So right now, Walker Bueller's our best choice right now, I think. And then if it gets shaky or Burley gets tired, I think you bring in Scherzer. But right now, I don't think Scherzer earned the spot to pitch first in a one-game playoff. So I would go with Walker Bueller, and I'd have Scherzer come in next. But the Dodgers got some good pitchers. But the Cardinals, like I say, Yadier Molina, the best catcher ever, calls a great game, plays a good game on offense and defense. For sure, Hall of Famer, first ballot. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But I think batting wise, we could hit Wainwright. We could hit all of their pitchers. Mark my words, we should be able to hit all their pitchers. Shouldn't be a problem scoring runs against the Cardinals. But I'm not too sure we'll be able to steal any bases against the Cardinals. We got power bats. You see last night's game? Dodgers were down, hit 4 home runs in 1 inning to come back and take the lead and win by 2. Dodgers got bats, homie. That's not true. I mean, if you're thinking like right now, today, within the last 3 days, you're probably right. No one's pitching good. But Scherzer has been pitching lights out. Scherzer hasn't been giving up anything. Scherzer's been striking out 10 batters a game, giving up no runs. Scherzer's been on. Scherzer went like at least 16 innings without giving up a run. I'm just speaking on his last 2 outings. He pitched in Colorado, which nobody really pitches well in Colorado. He got rocked in Colorado. His last outing, he got rocked again. So that's why I say Scherzer is not it right now. Bueller got rocked his previous outing, but then he bounced back last outing. So in a sense, you're right. Nobody's pitching lights out. Garrett Cole got rocked a couple times. Ryu got rocked a couple times. But Scherzer, I mean, it's hard to say he's not pitching lights out just the last 2 games. And like I said, once in Colorado, you can't really count that. I'm just a skeptic of a pitcher that pitches so great and then has a bad game. I always think it's very possible that he'll come back and have another bad game. That's all. Lakers gonna do bad, bro. Nah, I doubt it. I highly doubt the Lakers do bad. Kev Mac, you had a picture of a monk and a picture with Donald Archie, Buddha, and Warlock. That's why I asked. No, you're talking about Monk, M-O-K, not Monk. Monk. Yeah, Eric Davis was good. I thought Eric Davis and Darryl Strawberry, when they both were on the Dodgers at the same time, would win a World Series. Unfortunately, two knuckleheads having fun, lighting firecrackers, and thinking everything's a game didn't help too much. But yeah, I love Eric Davis as a player. A few homies, they cool with Eric Davis. Can we get a parlay, Kev? Yeah, I'll look up a parlay for you, and then I'll call it a night. Let's see. I assume you're talking about pro football. What sport are you talking about? Let's be clear. Somebody said baseball. Okay. Somebody else said pro football. All right. Let's see, man. Let me put my nerdy glasses on. October 3rd. I would take Cleveland Browns over the Minnesota Vikings. Kansas City over the Philadelphia Eagles. And I would take the Rams over Arizona. Now, I wouldn't take the Rams with the point spread. I would take the Rams money line. That's one pick. You could probably take the Dallas Cowboys money line. That's two. Take Cleveland Browns with the points. That's three. And the Kansas City Chiefs money line. That's four. That's your 14 parlay. Man. In baseball tomorrow, the Reds and Pirates is a nasty game. But you got to go with Castilla. You take the Reds tomorrow. Let me see. Cincinnati Reds. Who's pitching for Washington tomorrow? Oh my goodness. No, I wouldn't take Boston tomorrow. Toronto Blue Jays. So you got the Reds, the Blue Jays, the White Sox. I wouldn't mess with the White Sox based on they already won, but Lance Lynn should win though. Seattle gonna put hands on the Angels, and ain't nobody beating San Francisco right now. Dodgers got Milwaukee. Clayton Kershaw straight ball. I wouldn't mess with that. So here's your parlay. Your parlay on baseball for tomorrow: Cincinnati Reds, Toronto Blue Jays, Boston Red Sox. You have to go Boston because they're trying to make the playoffs. Reds, Red Sox, Blue Jays. That's it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Good luck on your parlays tomorrow and Sunday. Good looking out. Super chats. I'm out of here. Peace.